Hey everyone, so today I would like to get into a little bit of a chat regarding the Hermit in regards to the tarot. So you can see here that he's carrying a lantern, which represents the light illuminating the darkness. So this is his ability to see clearly through any sort of obstacle or situation that may be blocking clear sight upon his path. So it's more like being able to be grounded, but utilizing your intuition to see clearly through those obstacles without overthinking them. And then here you can also see he's carrying a bunch of skulls behind him, which makes me think that he's carrying along this wisdom from past experiences without allowing those to weigh him down. But if you want to view it in a shadow aspect, this would be more of a shadow. If you look at it this way, it could actually represent him carrying old baggage into his onto his new path, which could actually inherently block him from receiving things that he's meant to. um Anyways, okay, so with that being said, the Hermit, right now we're in the middle of winter, okay? And this is truly a time of deep introspection. Although we have just kind of gotten through a majority of the holiday season, we're entering into February, which will be Valentine's Day soon. And the thing is, if you look at this from a perspective of living from, we're living in sync with the seasons and the earth's energy. So for the fact that we have all of these holidays upon us right now in the middle of winter, when we are supposed to be resting with nature, like we're supposed to be in sync with the cycles of nature. So this is actually throwing us off balance with those energies where we are supposed to be introspective and resting. And that is exactly what the Hermit represents. It's being able to go inward and doing the introspective shadow work. This represents that very essence, is doing a lot of deep introspection and not allowing these outward circumstances to weigh us down and keep us in a pace that's not normal or natural to our energetic or physical cycles with nature. So this is kind of throwing us off balance and kind of keeping us stuck in this very mundane and trivial reality. So again, this is representing him wandering away from the material world in search of deeper meaning to life, like that introspective mindset, okay? And that's the thing, the way the world is operating right now, it's keeping us all trapped in these illusions to where we feel the need to constantly go and go and go, when our body's natural rhythm and the earth's energy is telling us to do the complete opposite, which is to go inward and rest. Because if we are not doing so, this is exactly why we're not able to easily tap into the psychic energy, and a lot of people are unable to experience these psychic abilities, is because we're constantly programmed to operate from a frequency that is not actually natural in any sort of way. And this doesn't necessarily mean that we need to completely isolate ourselves from the world, but there is a time and place and a period where we do need to actually self isolate for a period in regards to constantly feeling the need to run ourselves down and complete things that do not naturally align with us, because this is when we're not able to tap into our own creative energy, and it really stagnates us and keeps us stuck running along with the world's way of operating on things. And I feel that we are able to better understand when we are tuning ourselves inward, especially when we are out in nature. We're able to regain clarity in the silence and in the stillness, because if we're constantly pushing ourselves to do things that are burning us out, we lose that energetic and spiritual connection to that source consciousness and energy, because we are looking outside of ourselves for satisfaction. And that does come from within, as within, so without, you could say. but we're not able to really connect on a deeper level when we're constantly distracting ourselves 24/7. And I would highly encourage everybody to really look at things in your day-to-day life that keep you distracted unnecessarily, and take small steps every single day to slowly cut back on one thing and see how impactful that will make your day-to-day life. This also brings me to my next point, which is consumerism. So, as I said before, this season should be a season for rest and introspection and deep healing, that inner, to receive clarity and really work on your intuitive abilities. That is so important. And this is the reason why nature is in this cycle to begin with, because everything is decaying and dead essentially, and that really connects physically and energetically. And this is the reason why we feel tired in the wintertime. It's not necessarily because it's cold, it's just a natural part of our human cycle, to where we should be resting and doing deeper introspective work in order to regain energy and clarity for the coming season. And when we are doing that deep introspective work, we're able to regain a sense of clarity on our own creative aspects too. And that's another point I'd like to touch on really quick, is that, for example, now we are entering into February. We're in Aquarius. If you follow the tropical zodiac, or if you follow Vedic, we're still going to be in Capricorn for a little while. I'm not an astrologer, but anyways, that's not the point. Okay, so the point is here really is that we're so overly bombarded with mass consumerism on a level that is absolutely stifling, and it's keeping us really trapped in this mindset. And the way the world is shifting and changing right now, more than ever, we really need to be able to tap into that source energy collectively. And as I said a few moments ago, with Valentine's Day coming up, for example, a lot of people are going to be stuck in that mindset of mass consumerism, and that really separates us as a whole from the bigger picture here. And another point to that specifically is really being cautious about the energy that you are connecting to right now, because a lot of people tend to get stuck into that consumerism mindset and the need and desire for connection that happens to be very shallow and surface level and superficial. And we are being bombarded with all of this energy, and collectively people are feeding into this, which amplifies that energy, and it makes a lot of us start to think a certain way. But unless you are tapping into that energy and doing the introspection, which is sitting on your own without distractions from time to time, which is natural and healthy, you won't be able to understand the importance of this, where you'd be able to gain more clarity and wisdom through these situations, and how to better operate on your day-to-day life and regain that creative aspect. And the thing is, if you think about it like this, your root chakra, for example, rules passion. That's your creativity, that's your creative aspects. And if you are giving into lust and constantly trying to pacify yourself with superficial physical pleasure, for example, which is fleeting and it does not last. This is like kind of like holding a pacifier in your mouth to preoccupy the time or soothe yourself. It's like an adult form of self-soothing, which leaves you empty because it's just temporary and you're not using it in a beneficial way, which is for creative aspects in your soul evolution. When you're connecting with someone on that level, you're exchanging your energy, your thoughts, your ideas. You're on a different frequency when you're connecting in that way. So when you're constantly giving yourself out left and right to different people, situations, and circumstances, entertaining connections that ultimately are not fulfilling to you and on your path and your purpose, you're actually allowing people to take that creative life force energy from you, from your root chakra. And this is why a lot of times people um, leave situations like that feeling completely exhausted, drained, and depleted, because they don't understand that that energy is being pulled away from them and they're not able to tap into that creative energy anymore. Like, doing yourself a solid by even staying celibate for a while is very helpful, especially if you've been through trauma and things like this. This is why I think it's really interesting that, Valentine's Day would be kind of in the middle of winter time when people should be resting and doing that introspective work, but we're having all of this stuff pushed on us right now, where it's having people think that they need to do this a certain way because this is what we're being fed, And also, really quickly, in regards to the hermit, for example, this is a time not only for introspection, but really reevaluating your friendships and your relationships and things like this, and kind of asking yourself, is this fulfilling? Are they on the same path? Are they on the same page as me? Do they understand me or not? Because now that this energy is shifting so much, I know everybody feels it. It's not just a handful of people anymore. A lot of people are feeling this on such a deep level. And now is the time to really pay close attention to your connections and recognize whether or not, ask yourself, are these helping me evolve or not? Because it would be best really to take a second look at that and reevaluate if this is really benefiting you for the future, not over analyzing it, but think about the present moment. Even, how is this making you feel right now? Okay.